Hello, YouTube land. Richard here. Um, I'm gonna try this goof off Pro Strength adhesive remover, asphalt and tar, and dried latex paint. Now, I do have another video. Maybe I'll put it in the description. I have another video where I used it to successfully take off my mats in my jet ski, what do they call it, traction mats. It worked great. I changed the name of my company, and I gotta get all of these letters off of this van. So I'm gonna attempt to use a plastic putty knife, which I used in my other video. And then I also seen you can use a credit card. I have an old gift card, so we'll see what happens. Bear with me, let me. All right, I had to go get my plastic putty knife, and we'll see. I'm gonna do this live and see if it works. It worked great on my traction mats, I gotta say. I was very impressed. I don't know about this. Okay, credit card is nothing to write home about. All right, I'm gonna employ a technique. Let me get this knife. Now this is something I did on my, wave runner, getting the traction mat off, was I made little tiny slits in the in the rubber mat, and I'm thinking about doing the same here. Of course, this is a vehicle, so, but this is my vehicle. The thing is very old, so I don't really care. But I'll try it without it first, and maybe I'll try one with it. I'm gonna just gently pierce the decal so this adhesive can work through it. Let me see if that speeds it up. Actually, they're pretty tough. So far this is going nowhere. So a lot of times it comes down to the elbow grease. And once you get it going, you can usually keep it going. Okay, credit card. Not much progress there, a little bit. These letters have been on there about 18 years. So they're definitely at home. And this is not looking good. Well, it's taking the dirt off the van, but not the decal. Alright, so this is not working good. We'll try it on the higher letters. Wow, this is totally not working. Credit card don't work. Nothing is working, and that's not good news. However, I'm gonna pause this because I have another idea. This stuff worked fantastic on removing my, adhesive on the Wave Runner traction mats. Why it's not budging these, I really don't know. But my next go-to I believe I have a heat gun. I never even used it. I'm gonna break that out. All right, guys, I'm gonna get set up with the heat gun, and it will be to be continued. We'll see what happens. I'll be back. Okay, I am back, and I broke out my new never used heat gun, and I'm gonna try first with my plastic putty knife. And also, as a disclaimer, this is for exhibition purposes only. If you attempt anything in this video, you do so at your own risk, and by watching this video you agree to that. And I will put a written disclaimer in the description. Unfortunately, we live in a disclaimer world. So moving forward, I'm gonna try the heat, because I really don't know what else will get this stuff off. And I have a metal putty knife, and this is my van. I own it, and if I scratch it, it's a work van. It's been scratched, as you've seen. It's been, you know, this is a battle, an old tank at this point, and you won't even notice scratches on this thing. But anyway, long story short, like I say, if you use anything in this video, you do so at your own risk. Let's see what happens, because I might wind up grinding this stuff off. I don't know. Alright, I got my heat gun. I'm gonna try the lowest setting first, which is always the wise thing to do. Never used this before, so I have no idea. Yeah, I can feel the heat. Let me make sure. Alright, you should be able to see. I almost melted my blinker there, my tail light. Don't want to do that. That's staying. Let me try the metal one. Yeah, I think the metal will work, but it's definitely going to screw up the van. Oh yeah. Now let's go back to this side. This chemical should be gone. It should have been evaporated by now. I'm heating it up. This felt like steel. It did not feel like it was coming off. I'm going to try the high setting for the heck of it. We'll see what that does. I see a little movement. Yep. Oh yeah, baby. Yes. Ah, it's easy. That sucker heats up. All right, guys, as always, I try not to bore you with redundant things. Obviously, this is the ticket, heat. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, my go-to choice would be a hair dryer. However, this is a hair dryer on steroids, as they say, but it's like night and day. And actually, I'm really surprised. In my videos, it's a short video, and I might put a link, in there to that video of using the goof off stuff for removing the traction mats, like I keep going back to. That worked excellent. And, you know, like that's a way thicker material. So obviously heat would have to go through that. But, you know, I have another I have another jet ski I might be doing the traction mats on. And if I do that, I will experiment with the heat. But with that being said, I just did the experimentation for anybody that wants to play around with it. And, you know, of course, you know, I'm using this plastic putty knife, which won't scratch it. I recommend it. But the thing is pull the heat away when you're using this, because you don't want to, this will melt too. And I would say, unless you're a body man and you plan on, you know, sanding your whole van over, I'd keep away from the metal one. But there you go. Credit card and adhesive remover don't work. Credit card, plastic putty knife don't work. Plastic putty knife and heat gun works. So I'll possibly put an associate link in there if I find, you know, a cheap heat gun. They are affiliate links, and sometimes on qualifying purchases, the channel makes a small commission at no cost to you. I like to be upfront about everything. No secrets, nothing being hidden. Anyway, I'm really excited now, and I will try to post an after picture. You know, I'm not showing all of my van because I'm trying to conceal my identity in case some crazy person wants to come and take me out. So I'm not doing that. So anyway, I will show you this section, or I will post a finished picture, see how it does. And I will also, you know, I will come back and tell you how long it took and how my progress was. But I believe this is the golden ticket. Anyway, enough said. Peace out. Okay, I am not done yet, but I did make another discovery. I was trying to use my knife and everything was going good until the paint started coming off. So I have a little tiny piece of paint that came off, which is no big deal, on my work van right there. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, I do floors. And, well, you can't read it anymore anyway, but, here's the next discovery I made was, you know, like I say, I can show you the little chip here. All right. You see, I'm going through all the experimentation for you, so when you do it, you're just hitting the ground running. That's why you should hit that like button and subscribe for more useful tips and tricks and a whole smorgasbord of informational content and entertainment. That being said, back to the story. Okay, another discovery is, even though this was brand new, even though I was keeping this out of the direct heat, apparently the van would get hot enough to melt it. So, but here's the exciting thing that I just discovered. And, you know, sometimes what we imagine, you know, is, you know, does not hold up to the smell test, as they say. What I'm doing now is I'm heating up just the edge and getting, you know, I'm getting a little bit. Let me see if I can point it out. I'm just, you know, getting a little bit up, and miraculously, you know, the rest peels. You know, you heat it up. I'll let you watch this. Which, you know, why go like that forever you know, if you could just get the end up and pull it off. So, you know, you always have to experiment and have an open mind, and nothing ventured, nothing gained, of course. Now let me see. And while I'm doing this one, I'm heating up the next. You know, I'm not wasting the heat. Okay, you see, I got that up. Voila! Man. Right? Why go like that when you could just pull it off like that? Hopefully you can see that. I'll do another one. Let me try one of them gold letters. I didn't really try it. These have been difficult. This makes it so much easier. You got to be careful because this thing gets so hot you could burn your paint off. Aha! Look at that. You know, I'm softening the whole thing up. You know, what that's doing is softening up that adhesive, which has been on there 18 years. I bought this thing in 2004. I bought it with 25,000 miles on it. But I changed my company. Look at that, guys. Wow. So these heat guns are pretty inexpensive. They're very inexpensive, and I believe, hopefully, I captured that on video for you, but that's kind of exciting, right? Because that like speeds it up. Why, you know, I'm over there going, you know, a 1/16 of an inch at a time with my putty knife, and I'm like, let me try pulling it off. So anyway, if I make any more discoveries, but this van is gonna get a makeover. And you know, if you're in the contracting business, you know, like, you know what, I've had these letters on my van. Here's another piece of what I think is useful information. You know, somebody suggested, a family member suggested I'd get, you know, the van done up with the company name and all of this stuff. And out of them 18 years, I guarantee you, I think I only got about 5 calls. 5, 6, under 10 for sure in 18 years. But what I did get was robbed. Because, and when you have letters, you know, when you're advertising your trade, people that need money, they know you got tools in there. And so you're like driving around with a target, in my opinion, because I got ripped off over $1,000 worth of tools in a few minutes. You know, and this was one unfortunate day. I left my back door unlocked, and you know, I happened to see the guy driving away. I recognized my tool in the back. I chased him. He got away, but I wound up getting him eventually, legally, because he got caught on surveillance tape, ripping off another contractor. And I picked him out of a police lineup, and I even got a judgment against him. But guess what? I never got a penny. So it's kind of a joke. Like I say, I have a real estate investor friend. He told me he has filing cabinets full of judgments and nothing in the bank account for it. So anyway, moving on. The letters, in my opinion, are, you know, not worth it. They definitely did not boost my business, and they caused me headaches. Another thing I noticed over the years is I got the panhandlers. When they see you driving a company truck, they know you got a job. And, you know, it's like a panhandler magnet. You know, every time I go to get gas, especially in the not so affluent neighborhoods, I turn around and I got people there with their hand out, people there with gas cans asking for asking for gas, and I'm like, forget about a gallon of gas. I'll give you a quarter. Get out of here. Gas is $4 a gallon. So long story short, I think I'm going to be cruising incognito. If anything, I just might put my new company, name above my phone number. I'm debating if I want to leave it there or not. Because like I say, in 18 years, I always make it a point to ask people how they found out about me. And, can count it on one hand how many said it was your van. So, anyway, I know I went on a little bit of a rant, but you might find that useful, especially if, it could save you from getting ripped off. Some states, there's just, driving around with a billboard is not that great. And in some communities, the vans, I don't really think they could bother you, but some people give you a hard time if you're running your business out of your home. I don't want to look at a commercial van. So there's a whole bunch of things to consider. And like I say, I changed my business name. I'm an LLC now, and so it's time to shed the old skin. Anyway, I will put an after pic, and peace out. Okay, I want to share my evolving techniques. Now, what I'm doing now, like I said, heat it up, and you can see where I pulled the corner up. But the other key is that once you get that starting point, you got to heat up the rest of the letter, to make it smooth. And I'm gonna show you live demonstration here. Sun was out, it was hot 5 minutes ago, now it's in, it's cold, but working with this. Okay. Yeah, I'm heating up the whole letter. Now while I'm doing that, I'm heating up the next letter. Okay. Okay. See, I didn't heat that up altogether. See, you want to soften the whole thing up. There you go. And I realized I'm going to be making another video on, because I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it off, but now what about this? And I'm going to be trying some sort of, the old school body compounds. We'll see how that goes, because I'm getting rid of the decals, but we got the glue. Well, it don't look too bad, but I believe if I use a buffing compound, that it's gonna get that off. You won't see any trace of it. At least that's what I'm hoping. Anyway, that will be a separate video. I don't want this thing to get too long. But as you can see, I'm making progress. I'm pretty pleased with it, because in the beginning it was looking pretty grim. It's amazing what some heat can do, and this is definitely a tool I will be using a lot. I have to do boat letters, wave runner registration letters and stuff like that, and I'm thinking that this will probably be a heck of a lot faster than the adhesive remover. So I guess every every chemical, every tool has its place. You know, these things are good, but really, I wish these only cost, you know, they're inexpensive. I don't want to give a price because at inflation, it might be double what I paid. But I wish I bought, you know, like 5 of these, because the heat, you know, does, you know, this thing was brand new and it mangles it a bit. But hey, it's still working, and I'm making progress. And let me see something here. Even them big, you can see that big decal is coming off, no problem. You know, like I say, you wanna, you know, I'm heating up the entire letter, and then I'm concentrating on one end, as you can see, using the putty knife to get it started, and then, you know, taking away the heat gun and pulling it, because I also found if you keep the heat gun near it while you're pulling it, it makes it too weak. It snaps, and you got to start over again. But I'm really thrilled at this progress, and yeah, I'm gonna really like going, as they say on the internet, incognito mode. It's gonna be cool. Anyway, peace out.